How do you fix an illegal parcel in California? Before we answer that question, we just want to quickly review what's the definition of an illegal parcel. Okay, an illegal parcel is a parcel that was not created in compliance with the laws in place at the time of creation. Okay, so for example, at one point in California's history, you could create parcels by deed. So if you have a parcel that was created by deed, you can't do that anymore in California. We make you do a subdivision map as a general rule. So if you have a parcel that's created by deed, it's not automatically illegal. You got to go back and see when was it created. If it was created before the Subdivision Map Act, then it's a legal parcel. If it was created by deed after the Subdivision Map Act and doesn't fall into an exception, then it's an illegally created parcel. Okay, so so those are kind of the rules that determine whether or not a parcel is legal or illegal in California. It's a little bit of an oversimplification, but that's the basic understanding. So let's say you are in a situation, you go down, for example, to pull a building permit, and you go down and the local land use regulator, your city or your county planning department says, no, you can't do that. You can't have a building permit, or you can't have a conditional use permit because you have an illegal parcel. Okay, now what? Now what do you do, right? That's a really tough situation to be in, right? So you bought a piece of property, you thought you were going to be able to do something with it, and then you go down and find out the agency's telling you that your parcel is illegal. So what do you do in that situation? So I'm going to give you a few things you want to do. First of all, you want to find out, is that true? Do you really have an illegal parcel or not? And oftentimes you're told that, and that's not the real situation. So why does that happen? Why might a local agency be telling you, government agency be telling you that your parcel is illegal when it's not illegal? Well, there's a few reasons. One is sometimes agencies are just ignorant. They don't understand how the law works. That happens a lot. Sometimes agencies lie. I know that that's going to shock some people, but it's true, especially when you get over, for example, in my part of the world, you get over into some parts of the Bay Area, they're very anti-development. And so when you go down to try and build something, they're going to tell you whatever they got to tell you to try and talk you out of it. The third reason is the issue can just be complicated. It can involve understanding not only land regulation, but historical land regulation and how those regulations have evolved over time. It can involve, having to research and review historical land records. So it's not a simple thing. So you don't want to just take the agency's word for it. You want to verify that you do in fact have an illegal parcel. The other thing that happens, I find often, is agencies will confuse a non-conforming parcel with an illegal parcel. So they'll tell you you have an illegal parcel when really what you have is a non-conforming parcel. Those are not the same thing. I have some other videos that explain the difference. And a non-conforming parcel is generally easier to fix than an illegal parcel. Okay, so let's say you make an initial review. That's what you want to do first, right? So you call up a land surveyor, get some help, and you make an initial review, and it appears that you may in fact have a parcel that was created illegally. All right, well, now what? What do you do now? Okay, so usually the next step is to get what we call a chain of title. Okay, so we don't always have to do that. If there's enough information available, easily available in what we call the public record, then the land surveyor may be able to get the information he needs without a chain of title. But oftentimes, especially when you're dealing with older parcels, you've got to get a chain of title. So you got to work with a title company or a special title consultant. You get a chain of title. What that does is that tells you how the parcel was created and when it was created. Okay, and then once you know that, you can go down and do one or two things. You can either tell the agency, I've got proof now that this is a legal parcel, so it was created according to the rules in place at the time, or you're going to go down and say, you're right, I have a parcel that was created illegally. In other words, it didn't comply with the rules at the time. Okay, now, in a lot of situations when we do that research, we actually find out that the parcel is in fact legal. It was legally created under the laws at the time. It's just non-conforming. In other words, it doesn't conform or meet the current land use planning requirements. Okay, and in most of those cases, the way you can fix that is with what the agency calls a certificate of compliance. Okay, and what that means is the agency will recognize that you have a legal parcel if you jump through some hoops. Okay, and there's an application, and you got to spend some money, and a lot of times you got to submit the chain of title and maybe a site plan or a letter from a surveyor. Each agency is a little different. different on what they require. But there is a process you can go through to get your public agency to recognize that you have a legal and conforming parcel, and that's generally called a certificate of compliance. The parcel complies with the current regulations. Now, what if you do have an illegal parcel and there's no way to make it conforming with the current land use regulations? That's a bad situation to be in, okay? And the reason why is usually even if you have even if you've done your homework and you are what they call an innocent purchaser, in other words, you're not trying to commit fraud or evade the Subdivision Map Act, the subdivision regulations. If you go into your agency and say, I have a parcel that was illegally created and I would like to get it legally recognized, but your parcel is non-conforming and it can't be made conforming, you're in trouble, right? Your agents, most likely the local land use regulator, the government agency is going to say, we can't help you. And that means you're not going to be able to pull a building permit, right? Or get a conditional use permit, things like that. Okay, so what do you do in that situation? That's a tough situation to be in, right? So let me explain. Let me just give you a quick example. So you've got an illegally created parcel. So let's say it was created after the Subdivision Map Act was in place, and it was created by deed, and it's 2 acres, and you're in an area that's zoned for 5-acre minimum lots. Okay, most cases in that situation, you're hosed if you just try to go down to the local agency and get a certificate of compliance, because they're going to tell you, we're not going to give you a certificate of compliance on this because it doesn't conform with the current, even it doesn't conform with the current zoning. Okay, now that doesn't mean you're out of options. It just means you're in a tough situation. So what do you do at that point? Okay, here's what you do. You hire a lawyer. You get a good land use attorney, not a personal injury lawyer or a family law lawyer. You go hire a land attorney, okay? And then you work with your lawyer and a good land surveyor to come up with a plan to get the agency to recognize the parcel as legal, okay? Even if it's non-conforming. You can buy and sell a legal parcel even if you can't build on it. And then in some cases, if you can get the agency to recognize the parcel as a legal parcel, you sometimes can get, at least a building permit for one structure, right? There's different rules that apply, but that's not going to be easy. That's probably going to take some letters from the attorney, and there's going to be some back and forth between you and the agency, and they may make you do a parcel map or a lot line adjustment or a certificate of compliance. I don't know. There's different things they may make you do, but it's possible if you get a good attorney, and you are what they call a bona fide purchaser, an innocent purchaser. In other words, you didn't know when you bought that you were getting a legal parcel that was non-conforming, that the agency will work with you, and you can get a legal non-conforming parcel that maybe gets grandfathered in for a building permit or for some non-conforming uses they may allow you to have. And they may condition that. But so depending on the agency, you may be able to do some things there. But I would tell you, probably as a land surveyor, I can't get you all the way through that process on my own. I'm probably going to need help from a good land attorney in that situation. So there you go. How do you fix an illegal parcel? If you've got an illegal parcel, first of all, you want to make sure that you really have an illegal parcel. Don't take the agency's word for it. Don't take the land use regulator's word for it. Make sure that that's really the situation. And then if you do have an illegal parcel, but it's conforming with the current land use regulations, or you can make it conforming, you can usually go through the certificate of compliance process and get it recognized as a legal parcel. That's something a surveyor can usually help you with. They don't necessarily need a land attorney to do that. If you find out you've got an illegal parcel and there's no way to make it conform with the current zoning, then you probably need to hire an attorney, because you got a little more work to do, and it's going to take some negotiation with the agency. And if you're in a situation where you cheated, you tried to evade the subdivision regulations, or you were involved in some fraud, I don't even think there's anything an attorney can do to help you at that point. But that's very rare. Usually if we've got somebody that's being told by an agency that they have an illegal parcel, they're usually what we call a bona fide purchaser, an innocent purchaser. And usually, if you get a good lawyer, the agency will work with you to try and figure something out. So now you know how to fix an illegal parcel in California.